Too many thoughts on my mind, I can't sleep at night, so I just keep writing. I don't need no help, I don't need opinions, so don't waste my time then. I just been living online, my city don't show me no love and that's fine. Fuck local radio stations, I got more plays than all of these rappers combined. I'm going again, I've been going in, I'm fed up with so many things, I gotta just let it all out. I'm talking about the shit they've been talking about, telling me I should do this, telling me I should do that, telling me things about rap, talking the truth and that stab in my back, they will knock me off, the game has been packaging.
I've been keeping it real, I've been doing what I feel, I've been out here trying to kill every beat, I know I will, everything I'm working on, every night another song, they been quiet all along, they gon' notice when I'm gone.
Welcome back, Season 2. 3. It is Season 3.
Season 3.
I'm still mesmerized by being one of XCW's top 5 most searched topics.
Two-time
Viewers' Choice Award-winning Best Internet Show. So, if Season 3 doesn't win with what we got planned for later on this season, just light it on fire like a rundown.
And today is a little bit of a different scenario here. It's no false finish with Fletch. Because there was supposed to be a little bit of a segment in the shit sheet.
Yes.
Once there was going to be a point in time where the shit sheet, where Old Star Pro Wrestling would end.
Yeah.
I would have a shooting from the hip segment. I never got that opportunity, so you told me, do what you want to do with episode 2, season 3.
Yes.
So we're going to shoot from the hip a little bit today.
I like that.
I compiled a list of the who's who, almost everyone, of XCW's past.
Yeah.
We're going to put it on the screen. I'm going to say the first thing that comes to my mind, and we're going to give some opinions on that person.
Yeah, let's do it.
You ready?
Yeah.
Picture number 1. Chunky. No, I'll say first word is Peruvian.
Canadian Destroyer.
What do you think?
Matt Chinchell, one of the easiest people to work with. 2012, I think, was when the Peruvian Warriors first debuted.
Somewhere around there, yeah.
And never met Matt, and was able to come in mostly as LOL in that time period. Like, I think I did some LOL work with Matt, and easiest, everything was smooth, taking his moves, doing the Mexican Destroyer. I almost was able to walk across the top of the steel cage and give him the fucking Hurricane off the top. I absolutely love Matt.
I did too. We had a really good feud when it pertained to promos and lead-ups and stuff like that. Our matches in the ring weren't that great. Side of Madness fell pretty short, in my opinion. But we had an outstanding feud. The other word that comes to my mind when it comes to Matt is disappointment. And the reason being, as a lot of people know, he went to the Army. That's not the disappointment. The disappointment is that he's no longer in the Army. He's no longer in service, but he's never come back to join us.
Yeah.
So I'm disappointed to not have Matt as a member of XW's roster.
I'm a little disappointed. We need to shave that happy highlight, man.
Next.
Oh, there we go.
Stomps.
No shoes.
Yeah.
Being somehow distantly related, I can't remember if whether it's DTC's mom or dad or I don't fucking know, but somehow he's like my second cousin. I don't remember how. But I hung out, at one point his brother, DTC, lived with me. So Kyle was always at my house, known as Zero, real name Kyle.
Zero, yep.
Zero, always at my house. We hung out together. He never wore fucking shoes. We drank together. He
never wore shoes. He's a hillbilly, yeah.
Walking down alleys of fucking glass, everything. He introduced me to...
Run down butt naked, his ass hanging out.
Couple girlfriends.
Yeah.
Kelly, Mariah.
Yeah.
Great guy, though.
Guy that I grew up with literally from preschool days up. With disconnected over the last few years. I haven't had a chance to talk to him. We don't have a lot in common. But man, Zero, he had a horrible car accident that kind of, although he came back and he wrestled a few other times, it pretty much ended his career in XCW.
Kind of fucked him up.
Yeah.
Remember when you, Zero had a lot more in common with me. You remember when he came out to some rap music?
Yeah.
It's Going Down by Young Jock. You remember that?
Oh, yeah.
I don't have anything bad to say about Zero. If you go back and look at all the XW history, he's literally the only tag team partner that if Chris Jones turned, I've never turned on Zero. And Zero fucking kicked me in the face in a battle where busted me open. And Chris Jones and Zero have always been through thick and there's still promos. If you go back a couple years ago, there's still promos where he gets mentioned in my I'm talking to him on the phone. So I have nothing bad to say about Zero at all.
Alright, who else we got? Ryan Grayson. I'm gonna say right place, right time. That's what I say about it. That's what you want.
Confused.
Okay.
I probably talked to Ryan Grayson a little bit more over the years than you have, because I don't know how much you talk to him outside.
Not much these days.
But he plays video games and I'm a gamer and stuff like that. He's just, I think he's confused in his mind. He doesn't really, he got a girlfriend. I don't know how often he's dated girls, but he got a girlfriend. He has a kid now, so he's super busy with that. But I don't know how many XCW people know this, and he might not like this for me telling you this, but he does dress up and does have an alter ego.
That's what I've heard.
Named Sarah.
Yeah, that's what I heard.
I've seen this on accident before, and to me, it's kind of weird, but
yeah.
In-ring work, I love wrestling him. I could bend his foot back and make him touch his head.
Yeah, he's flexible.
So what do you have to say about him?
The reason I say right place, right time is because he kind of fell into place when it came to being. He ended up being a major star.
Oh yeah.
But I think it was more of a right place, right time. When it comes to in-ring work, I wasn't a fan. To be honest.
Wrestling him or just him in general?
Both.
I like wrestling, but I couldn't remember the name of the moves. If I was wrestling, you're Ryan Grayson, I'm do the flying A.
There's just nothing that he's ever done that's really stood out. His title, and that's not that's not necessarily all against him. But as XW champion, he's wrestled Devil on Halloween Havoc. He was second fiddle. He was XW champion going up against Tommy Merriman in a tournament match at SummerMania. But that's not what you talk about. You talk about Chris Jones and Corey Lee. That's just.
And he stole my fucking staples out of that damn staple. Yeah.
And then once he came back from his last leave, it was never the same.
Yeah.
Who else we got? Shittles.
Pissy pants.
So Vapor. It's unfortunate. You know how many times I've built Vapor out, trying to help him.
We all have.
And there's just something, I don't know if there's something wrong with his brain or what, but he just screws the people that help him most. And it's unfortunate because Vapor in the ring, top notch. He can take a bump like nobody.
And he wants you to do it to him.
Yeah.
That's the best. I think
One of the best of all time.
a lot of mental issues can fuck somebody up, man. He hasn't had the best life. I don't want to say anything too bad about his parents, but I don't know much about his parents. I know his dad's wheelchair bound, or I don't know much about his mom, but he wasn't well taken care of.
Well, that's true. But even in later years, he did us wrong.
Yeah.
In XCW, he did the audience wrong. It was supposed to be him and I at Halloween Havoc a few years ago, and he totally disregarded that. It didn't show up. I don't think I could ever forgive him for the fact that he's so wishy-washy.
And I think he has a lot of mental issues that probably need to be fixed.
Maybe. What else we got?
Sister.
Yeah, sister. First thing comes to mind. Not very many girls have been a part of XCW, but and for her not even being a wrestling fan, almost anything that we asked her to do, anything we're like, hey, Shy Show, we need you to do this, she was right there. Yeah. We needed an interim GM. We needed her involved with the Matt storyline as like a fake girlfriend thing, and a backstage interviewer.
XCW cheerleader.
Yeah, and she's always been there for us. So, I mean, she even beat the shit out of Eternal Darkness.
She did. Her only match in XCW history she's 1-0. To me, I had a lot of bad family issues probably towards, I'd say the entire high school career.
Yeah.
And to be able to, like, we fight just like we're brothers. We're not always on the same page. We argue. And to be kind of, what's the word I'm looking for? To be integrated into your family, like, to me, she's family. Your mom's family, John's family, your dad's family.
Yep, absolutely.
So I have nothing but respect for her.
Alright, what else? Dynamite! We don't have to spend too much time on him. I think we've said all we've said on here before.
Double D's, Dunkin' Donuts.
He is a case of, he even to this day still talks to me and wants to be a part of XCW, but mentally, I think we all grew. Yeah. We all grew in the ring, we all grew mentally, and I just think he got left behind.
Yeah, I call it a handicap to me. When we first started going through our training, it's a handicap and a blessing, which sounds weird, but when we first started training, I was paired with him.
Yeah.
So, like, he might have been on crack, I don't know, but, like, to be able to run non-stop, back and forth, you know, he didn't do so well when we were training with NEW, which was a handicap because it made me look bad, too, at points.
Right.
But it's a blessing because then I got to start doing private training with Tom and Kevin and Troy at Tom's house.
Right.
I got invited to go to shows. I got invited to go to IPW. I got to work with Lotus and Crazy J, which are Dave and Jake Chris and TNA.
Same.
Teaming up with Sammy Callahan. So, I mean, handicap and a blessing. That's all we got from DTC. We're going to cut to a short commercial break, and we'll be back.
It's the last time that I ask why. I'm overlooked and I'm passed by. You can't grasp my shit, that's fine. Can't see the truth through glass eyes. You're half blind. In fact, I'm on my way to the back nine. I'm coming out swinging, the man on a mission and breaking new ground like a landmine. Can't stop my ambitions, can't stop my commitment. My very existence is winning the game. Every minute I'm giving, I'm thinking of living the different. You live it the same, a vivid display. What are you thinking? I'm building the vision, you're thinking the grave. I'm in a position to have an opinion. Don't need your permission to give it away. Give it a rest, this is the end. You cannot prevent what you'll fight it again. We live in this shit, we didn't pretend. With the percentage you'll never forget. Look at the math, look at what's left. You can't represent what you couldn't accept. Since the beginning I knew you were ignorant. That is the difference you can't understand. What would you do with nothing to lose? Nothing to live for but something to prove. You don't have a clue, you gotta confuse. You couldn't walk 20 steps in our shoes. Every minute you're talking for view. Can't run from the truth, it's coming for you. We are the many and you are the few. We are the future. A new day in a new way. The future brings a new game. A view change, a crusade. It's a journey to the new age. So you may want to take this time to pack a suitcase. We're coming, you're going, cause we are the chosen. Yeah, this is our moment, you're too late. That's it, I have spoken. I told you it's hopeless. You thought I was joking, but when did I laugh? The smile you noticed was me overflowing from joy and emotion from ending the past. Sending it back like something was open, like something was broken. It went in the trash. Day one is over, the future's approaching. The embers are glowing, we're spreading the ash. We're flipping the script, spinning the shit. You've been a victim, 6'6" and a kid. You finished the sin, I'm swinging the miss. You're dead in the wind cause your wings have been clipped. Forgiven and lived, you're wishing you did. You're stuck in the middle and sinking again. You are the end, we are where it begins.
all-star. On an XCW standpoint, he is the absolute shits. The worst.
One word.
Shits.
Nut job.
Yeah. Yeah.
I've got to have a lot of time with Dylan. Inside the show, outside the show. I got to go to do some stuff at IPW before show with Dylan and Benji. Rerun. Before leaving XCW, he's a fucking nutbag.
Yeah.
Answering your telephone with his ass and cussing about your mom, which will fucking kill him.
Yep.
He dated your sister.
Yep.
He had the only match in XCW where we shut the camera off on him.
It was so bad.
And he's the only one in XCW that's currently pro.
Yeah.
And he had the only match in XCW where we shut the camera off on him. The match was so bad.
Yeah.
But absolute respect for Dylan. I love the guy. He's part of my family. Doesn't know how to cook a hamburger.
Complete 360 outside of XCW though.
Oh, yeah.
Was in XCW. A friend that I still talk to this day. I actually just talked to him last Friday. It's good to see that he's healthy. That he's doing well. I know he had a rough year. Some accidents, some injuries, and some trouble with a relationship. Glad to see he's back on his feet. He just visited right before we moved to this new location. Still keeps in contact. Always a pleasure having Dylan.
I do get to talk to him on a few occasions. Who we got now?
Knuckles.
I can't,
Canadian.
I can't do it.
Canadian, that's what we're...
Brittany Shepherd.
Okay. Alright. Go ahead and lead with that.
So it's weird because Knuckles is kind of, because of him and his brothers, kind of like introduced me to one of my biggest hobbies. Like, you're not a big fan of magic, but like, because of him and his
Referring
brothers.
to Scott, right?
Yeah, Scott.
Okay, yeah.
They taught me how to play magic, and I've met a lot of positive people from it.
Mm-hmm.
Like, the guy that owns the game shop, Jordan, that sells music and stuff. Like, I've met him. He's a positive influence. He's helped me out. Like, there's been times where I've been low on money and stuff like that, and him and his wife helped me out. I worked with Jordan's wife there. So Knuckles has done a lot of positive. But Brittany Shepherd, rest her soul, had kind of a negative influence on me, Knuckles, and Cynical. We got in a fist fight on my porch on Elm Street because of Brittany Shepherd, which I don't know why. I mean, she dumped him. I had nothing to do with it. And it ended with me body slamming Knuckles, picking him up, and just throwing him over my fucking porch. So, nothing but respect for the guy. We've had a few run-ins, but
He was underrated, in my opinion. I think if he would have stuck with XCW, he would have broke out of that cruiserweight shell, similar to a Corey Lee, and I think that if Knuckles were still around today, he'd be a top guy. That's my opinion. And he was getting there when he was in the Canadian Army. He was the first true Canadian of XCW. Knuckles will always have a special place in my heart when it pertains to XCW.
Yeah, and I just remembered Knuckles got his tryout match in EBW. Do you remember?
Yes.
Knuckles wrestled Fletch, and if Fletch lost, Knuckles got to go to XCW.
Thanks to Chase,
Thanks to big
Knuckles won.
Thanks to big timer Chase Jones interfering, Knuckles won, got his XCW shot, and was almost a superstar. Like you said, he was.
And I think we at some point in the false finish, we should do full episodes on some of these guys.
We could do a full episode, Knuckles.
And I think that would be a really interesting one. Who's up? Nick Cheney. I'm sick. First thing goes to my mind.
That's all. I don't got no words.
The bad part about his XCW career, the first thing that comes to my mind is Sid Obvious.
Yeah.
I don't know why. I don't know. He has ass cheek hanging out and all that. The unique thing about Sid Nick Cheney as a character in XCW, to me, was that we hyped it for a while. Oh, sick Nick Cheney's coming, and we former NAW champion, all this stuff. We built it up. Yep. Sick Nick Cheney. Oh, he's sick. He's gonna do some crazy stuff. He gets into XW and he's legit. His hair's messy. He's got a blanket on. He's sneezing and coughing. Yeah. He is sick.
Not what people thought.
Yeah.
He's actually mine and Chase's real life cousin, like blood cousin. He's just about as nuts inside the ring as he is outside the ring. He's fucking crazy. Also he's been part of the military, and
we don't keep in touch as much these days. But when I do run into him, he's always still cordial and cool. And
I see him once a year at family cookouts.
So it was cool having Nick the short time we had him.
Yeah. Next,
the Dark Angel Nightmare. Unique.
Sad.
Okay.
It's weird because for the longest time there was always supposed to be a program between Nightmare and Chris Jones, and we never got to have it. We watched a lot of like backyard wrestling DVDs and got a lot of stupid, crazy ideas we should have never done.
Yeah.
Like there was supposed to be a Nightmare Chris Jones feud, and you were supposed to choke slam. We were supposed to have a flaming table spot. The first one was supposed to be Nightmare choke slam me off the porch through a flaming table. We never got to have it, and then we ended up finally getting a match. It was like a loser leaves town match.
Yeah. ST1.
And it was the only time I ever got to wrestle Nightmare. Then he was gone. So.
Yeah.
I say sad, not in a bad way, but sad we never got that opportunity.
If you watch episode 1, No False Finish from this season, we talk about Break Kayfabe. Yep. For many, many years, you could even ask Emily, who was just a fan in 04. No idea who this was. Yeah. And it's funny, because in 2008, he would go on to kidnap her, and then I'd have to wrestle Nightmare to get her back. And later, he would become broad, is another word. Yeah. I mean, he was this menacing, scary, dominating, undefeated monster for all those years, and could easily flip a switch, unmask, and be a completely different character.
Yeah.
Even more dominating. Then he can flip again, and he's one of the biggest comedy acts in XW history. And then, even when you think there's no way he can ever be taken seriously again, he flips and ends his career on a high note. Nightmare, in my opinion, is one of the best characters in XW history.
I agree. Next.
Boxing.
Unbreakable table.
Okay. Okay.
So when we first moved to the mobile home villa arena, so to call it, Psychor was coming up. I was going higher, and when you go higher, you need to drop the title to somebody. So who better than the up-and-coming Psychor?
Right.
And we had a power title match. We went from the weightlifting belt at the time to the $15 Walmart belt.
That's right.
And
moving on up.
We had a rough match. I mean,
did
knocked me out with the stop sign.
Yeah.
We literally tried. The match was like 20 minutes of us trying to break this fucking table, and we never broke it. And it ended with the knockout punch combination. He wins, and
Psychor has been, he's one of those that's been in and out of XW, but he's still a constant.
Yes.
And more so the last couple of years as a general manager, and he has some off matches here and there. Debuted in 2004.
Yeah.
Most notable time in his career is probably a short time with VK3. Mm-hmm. That's when the dog got cooked and all that stuff. For some reason, when I think, even a former XW champion, defeated Hazard on barbed wire table.
Yep.
But for some reason, when I think of Psychor, the first thing that comes to my mind is him and Lucifer.
Yeah, true.
Alright, what else? Cynical. First thing that comes to my mind is Wendy's, for some reason. You know.
I think of the grill.
Rival?
I think of, we'll go with rival.
Your biggest rival ever.
Inside and outside wrestling, to be honest. I've known Cynical. We weren't always friends. I've known Cynical since the second grade, and we butted heads back then, so all the more to butt heads, both of us debuting in XCW around the same time. And it's weird because he debuted before me,
Yeah.
but I shot up before him and, got the world title first, him ultimately beating me at SummerMania 2.
Right.
And what I still say is the worst match in XCW, well, second worst match because you didn't shut the camera off on me.
Right.
But there wasn't a camera in the first place. It probably would have got shut off. There's just so much shit.
Behind Chris Jones, in my opinion, the greatest of all time.
I can agree with that. There's just, and it's for some, he doesn't like wrestling as much as us either.
Exactly.
And for him to
And it sucks so much that he has zero interest in being a part of XCW right now, because right now XCW's at a peak. If you look at at the numbers that we talked about in the meeting earlier this year, people would just eat up having Cynical at XCW. Phenomenal. Talking about doing a whole episode. That's it right there.
There's just so much, there's just so much shit we can't put it right here. Just talk about them, but
yep.
Inside, outside.
We'll have to do it. We'll have to do it. We'll have to start doing some ones where we just speak on certain people. Right. See what's up.
Adult films.
Wet dreams.
Another person I've had a lot of history with.
And you knew him before XCW time.
I did. I knew him before NAW time.
Yeah.
We played me, Hazard, Ryan Wet Dream Riggs.
Easy for him to say.
We played a lot of sports together. We used to play.
I remember, man, you guys both were the most competitive guys ever when we played football. To the point where you guys would fist fight almost, because he'd start biting his tongue and you get into it and have to be like, oh my God, here we go.
That's why it was always good to have us on the same team. We used to play basketball at Loper Commons for money with Mexicans, because back when I lived at Loper Commons, full of nothing but Mexicans. They'd always want to play for money, so me, him, Hazard, whatever, but he didn't get to do a lot in XCW, to be honest.
He didn't, unfortunately, no, he didn't. But I think what little bit that he did do, he left a huge mark on XCW. He's a Hall of Famer. All right.
Yeah, next.
James Cerebral. Untamable.
Right-hand man.
That he was.
I couldn't go anywhere without having my two people. I'd have Gabe, but before Gabe, James Cerebral. He was part of the Untouchables. He was part of EBW, and as much as he would like to say he wasn't the prime EBW person, because clearly that was me, but he holds a high percentage of he wore that EBW shirt every fucking day.
Oh yeah.
And he got better over the years too.
Yeah, he debuted, he had come to me years prior, and I actually shot him down. I'm like, no, we're not interested. Fast forward a few years, he was staying with somebody in Emily's family.
Her aunt?
Yeah.
Yep.
And we kind of hit it off again, and he talked me into it. One of my biggest regrets is not letting him join sooner, because he left a huge mark in XCW. When you put up a list of a top 20, he's in it.
Yeah.
For sure. And
he filled the spot that D-Mac left too.
Absolutely.
We don't even know whatever happened to D-Mac.
Right. He was, when you think AEW, Untouchable, some of the biggest things in XCW history, his name's on it.
Yeah.
And the last few years, he's been in and out. I don't know. I know he's got stuff outside. It's unfortunate that his career ended on less of a high note.
Yeah. Next.
You said Glass?
I'll let you say that. I'm going to say potential.
Absolutely. Coming into his own. DJ Wahlberg.
You think of XCW trainers and people that put a lot of time in. You think Roddy. You think Corey.
Here's something. Here's something I'm gonna throw out there.
Okay.
He debuted in 2017 at a reunion. So here it is, 2020. He injured or not, he's been a constant since the resurgence. I cannot, at this point in time, picture XCW without DJ Wahlberg.
True. Back to what I was saying, you think of like all the XCW trainers, Hazard, Corey Lee, Genocide, whatever. But I actually got to work with DJ first, a lot before any of them got to touch him. And at first, it was rough. He got injured in a practice. He did exactly what he was told not to do, and he put his hands down, hurt his fucking elbows. So that's why he doesn't do the coup de grace.
Yeah.
But I say potential because from back then, like, he's improved exponentially.
Oh yeah, definitely.
His mic skills are way better. His wrestling skills are better.
Yes.
And
poor Bridget Sickle had to tough out his beginnings.
And Chris Jones, as of the meeting yesterday, joined creative. Even though I've always technically been on creative. Let's be real.
Yeah.
I've always been there anyways. But
now you have more of a say-so over more than just you.
I want to, on this episode, I don't mind throwing my name at that, somewhere down the road. There's never been Chris Jones, DJ Wahlberg, except when I slapped the shit out of him.
And you had to fatal four-way with Corey and Brendan, right?
And they didn't catch me.
Yeah.
But I absolutely love DJ's character.
Yeah. Growing.
Yeah.
Should have been the better word.
Yeah. I don't like that he changed his pants, though. I kind of like the pink.
Oh, my God.
Next. Next.
Bill Fighter. Never got along with him much on a personal standpoint. Think that on a wrestling standpoint, he's worse. So, yeah, next. Patrick O'Reilly.
Sure it's not Cyrus Mason? No, I'm just kidding.
Mechanic.
Stock market.
Okay.
I think of Patrick O'Reilly, and I think about... He had the thing with Brady.
Yeah.
And we go back to this. I wanted Brady to get the push.
Yes.
And ultimately that didn't happen at first, and he got pushed, which he kind of deserved it. And you think of the stock market, what's it do?
Okay.
And that's been Patrick O'Reilly's career. There'll be high points, like go back to the match where I
Yeah,
wrestled with Patrick
you're right.
O'Reilly.
Absolutely, yeah.
Go back to, like, there's other good matches without, like, experienced veterans that he's had that's been really good.
Yeah.
But like I said, Patrick O'Reilly's here, then he's back down here, then he's up here. That's...
Yeah, right. I have a feeling like his issue is he thinks he's doing a good job, but he's really just coasting, and he doesn't do anything to excel.
Yeah.
And hopefully that changes coming up.
Yep.
Rough.
Zero skill.
Yeah, Chuck Abel. It was an experiment.
Yeah.
And with his character, I knew that he was never going to be. He's never going to be a top star. He's never going to have 10-star matches.
Yeah.
But I thought, giving him this character, he didn't need that.
Yeah.
He didn't need to speak.
Yeah.
He didn't need to have skill. He just needed to go out there and be dominant. And he tried to do too much.
Go out there and speak and stuff
And
like that.
it just didn't work.
It
was bad.
There's very few people, like, I could wrestle a match and out of storyline, I could pick up a mic and cut a promo. You're going to be less upset with me than you are with him.
Yes.
Because what I'm going to do is going to make sense. What he's going to do is go into business for himself.
Right.
And that is one thing we're always against, no business for yourself.
Right.
Next, get him off the screen. Sad.
Yes.
he worked with me at Pilkington for quite a while. I thought it was a joke. Like, I worked in the same department very temporarily, and then I moved to a different department. Moved on up, and I came over and talked to him a few times because one of my good friends that is a supervisor in his department was like, "Hey, this guy's interested in wrestling." I'm like, "Okay, I'll come check him out tonight." I went over and talked to him. I thought he was talking about somebody else that was working a lot. No, he pointed him out. I'm like, "This is a fucking joke." So ultimately, I did what I do to anybody that says they're interested in wrestling that I don't think they're going to do well. I'm like, "Hey, well."
And I usually take your word for it, and you're usually right.
The guy
so when I did talk to him, he came out to the show, and everybody's like, "Oh, what about this guy?" And I'm like, "We'll see how it goes." A year later, we're like, "Man, like he skyrocketed to the top."
He's fucking great.
He was absolutely amazing, and he told me from day one that his ambition, like his goal, was to be professional. And in my opinion, he did it the right way. He came into XW. I wish that he wouldn't have went out as abrupt. I wish that he could have finished out the way he was supposed to. But I have no ill word against Arcane. I think he did great in XW. Glad that he's successful in doing his thing independent. And
I love working with him.
good for him.
Next.
Legend. Been in XW since literally episode 1. And he continues to grow. He continues to reinvent himself. He's never the same Psycho Circus clown from year to year to year. It's just,
I don't have just a word for Psycho Circus Clown. As someone that has played him before, I just don't have a single word. Like you said, he's reinvented himself over the years. He was like, I don't know how it was back in 03, but 04, he was kind of like the more comedic thing.
like Eugene.
And then, just like Eugene, and then the people that played him transferred to somebody else, and he developed more wrestling moves, did more stuff. The Circus Act, which is Evan Phoenix's finisher now.
Yeah.
The choke slam.
Her choke slam.
The crossface. The rear view.
Yeah.
Yeah. You're welcome. Whoever plays Psycho now. But Hall of Fame, like you said.
Oh, yeah. America.
Self-doubt.
Absolutely. I think he's underrated, but not by us. I think he underrates himself.
Yeah.
When he started out in XW, he was awful. But especially if you watch him in 2019, fan-freaking-tastic. I enjoy watching the shit out of Brady Branson.
And some of it might stem back. He had a really rough battle royal one time. For some reason, people refused to get eliminated when they should be eliminated, and it left Brady Branson the only face against 4 or 5 heels, and he got nervous and just went too quick, fucked a whole bunch of shit up. So maybe that still affects this day, but he's improved exponentially in every single way with his character.
Yeah, he's if he toughs this out, I know that he doubts himself, and he's put himself in a position in his mind where he's not sure if he wants to continue his XCW journey or not. I hope that's not the case, because he's a star in the making.
We're going to have a short commercial break. When we come back, we will go all the way to the end. Join us when we come back.
Oh my goodness. Obviously. The barbed wire hands.
Yeah, we didn't see him see quite a while, but obviously his signature move, I'd say.
And then drive-by kick.
Oh my!
Got to make footwork of Evan.
Oh!
There we go.
Man.
Oh my God! Table. That's all she wrote.
we're back, and
Hero. Or maybe anti-hero. I don't know. You talked about the stock market thing
yes,
with Patrick. That's the way my thoughts have been on Evan Phoenix.
yeah,
I'm high on him at times,
yep,
and I'm low on him at times. During his superhero character, there are some things that I asked him to do that he wasn't doing. And that was a big downer for me.
Yeah.
I think his character would have been huge, even more so, had he been a little more open to playing that character.
Yeah.
But since the heel turn and losing the mask and changing up his character, he's blown my mind. And even cut a promo on Havoc that, where's that Evan been?
yeah.
So I'm excited to see what he does next year.
You know I don't wrestle many dark matches because we've been in it forever. Like, you have, like, your hand issue or whatever going on, and just, like, we work the whole show. We don't want to have to. There's plenty of people that can do the dark matches for us, but I did him a favor, and I wrestled, I think the last dark match I worked was either with Matt and Corey Lee or with Evan. I think it was Evan. And Evan was leaving for the military, and I gave him his match, and it worked so well in the match that I decided that I put Evan over. And I don't regret it, and I like Evan.
I do too. I can't wait to see what 2020 brings. Change.
Most improved.
Same. Change. Improved. If you look at Brendan Stickle, even I know 03, 04, but even if you look at a 2012 Canadian Force Brendan Stickle, it's a night and day compared to the Brendan Stickle of now.
Yeah. And we've talked about before, I think we talked about in the No False episode with Brendan Stickle. He's improved dramatically from the table and being with Austin Chaos to, like, if Chris Jones was healed today and he stopped wrestling, you have somebody to replace me in Brendan Stickle. If Tommy had stopped today, you'd have somebody in Brendan Stickle, and we don't have a lot of those. So
I think there's a lot of things we can patch up in ring work with Brendan. But I'm not saying that he's awful.
yeah,
I'm just saying that there's some things that could be patched. But when it comes to getting his character over and we really put him to the test when it came to promos when we put him with Corey Lee, and it worked. And so I don't think I ever have to worry about Brendan being able to go and cut a promo.
yeah.
The Book of Stickle was over the top, and big things are still coming for him.
Next.
Frantic.
Different.
He's unorthodox. Jesse was never meant to be a good wrestler.
Yeah.
And I'm not going to say that he is, but I'm not going to necessarily say that he's bad. He's inventive.
Yeah.
He adapts, and he's entertaining.
I don't have a lot to say about Jesse because I haven't really wrestled a whole bunch, but it's easy to take Jesse's moves when they're everybody else's moves.
Yeah.
Next.
Roller coaster.
Indifferent.
He's another high and low. He has some highs and they're high. He's got some lows that are super low.
Yeah.
And some of them are self-inflicted by him. But like at the time when he was working with Hazard, definitely the best time that we've ever had with Void. He was outstanding. And then we gave him that opportunity to run as XW champion, and he knocked off Chris Jones of all people, and it didn't work he fell flat on his face, and I don't know if he's to blame or if I'm to blame, or if the scenario with you and Brendan were to blame, but it didn't work.
Yeah.
Part of me thinks that's unfortunate because in 2019 he climbed all the way back up to the top at the end.
Yep.
We need something consistent from Void.
I agree. Next.
Star.
Barrier. I've got to work a lot with Corey Lee.
Yeah, me too.
Both as cruiserweight and as a heavyweight, and I say barrier because after a while of being in the cruiserweight, he's finally able to cross the barrier from feuding me as LOL to feuding me as Chris Jones.
Yeah.
Corey Lee he finally got to jump that barrier.
He's the one that we thought would ever make it. Or Justin Sane was the star, Corey wasn't. Man, did he prove us wrong. And another word when it comes to Corey is loyalty. He's never missed a single show. And since the day he debuted, since the day he got here, he's been here. He's continued to. He got a little stale at some point. I came to him, listen, I want to reinvent you. I want to do something else. I want to give you this new edge. He went with it, and it works for him. I think his attitude backstage sucks a little, and I wish that could change. But you put this man on camera, and he's a star.
You say loyalty. I'm indifferent about the word loyalty when it comes to a lot of the XW superstars because until the situation until the end, but that's not what this episode's about. So we'll go to next.
It's tough. I mean, he's going to be on that same list we're talking about with James Cerebral. I mean, he's one of the best of all time.
Easy to work with. It's not one word, but it's the best that I got. As someone that's feuded Tommy, he's like another. He's not cynical, but he is another of that type to where I think of Tommy.
Tommy and I we had one opportunity to work with each other in 2009, and we didn't have a single match for 10 years.
Yeah.
Until 2019 season, we had this feud, and yeah, I had a blast working this rivalry with him.
He let me throw him off a roof, and I don't know if I'd let him throw me off a roof. So.
Yeah, I just hope that he becomes more a part of the group. He's an individual.
Yeah.
And wishy-washy even at times.
Yeah.
Where he likes to jump around the board. Sometimes he's happy, sometimes he's unhappy with what's going on. And I just wish that if he would come into XW more, it'd be more part of the team.
Yeah.
That man, would he make a difference?
Next.
Monster.
Proving people wrong.
He is not what I expected him to be when he started XCW.
Oh no.
He's exceeded that way beyond. Especially this last season, he's a star.
Yeah. One big thing going into the feud, I kept the text messages for a long time, but he's like, I'm excited I get to work with you. He's like, you're the best ever. He's like, one thing I want to do is I want to prove Josh and Roddy and everybody wrong. He's like, I know I haven't always had the best matches, but he's like, I want to prove that I can go out there and do a match. Like, he was the one that he said he was never going to do barbed wire. We did barbed wire. Say he was never going to mess with thumbtacks. You did thumbtacks before we did thumbtacks.
Yeah.
He wasn't going to be that extreme guy, and he shut all that down this year. So if he goes into 2020 and he shits the bed, I'll be extremely fucking surprised. Next.
Up and coming?
After today, I don't know. Wishy-washy.
He's somebody who came into XW. They said that he was never going to make it. He couldn't bump. He couldn't take moves. I took him on. I've never done this before, and you can vouch for this. I took him on as a personal project.
Yep.
And put him in the ring with me. And to me, he's exceeded. And as long as he sticks with it, and he's not wishy-washy, this man is a star. Probably a top star.
I mean, I pretty much said what I wanted to say. I'll say I was Brogan's biggest proponent for him winning Money in the Bank. Like, there was not a doubt in my mind for anybody else in that match to win Money in the Bank. I was Brogan from the beginning. I've also pitched storylines to work with Brogan this year. And hopefully he stays consistent. As he was supposed to be here before we shot mine. He didn't show up today, but I have plenty of positive things to say about Brogan. Next. Sexcellence of sexecution.
Genocide. He started this company with me. He's the reason, in my opinion, that XCW even exists.
Yep. He's the reason Chris Jones is in XCW.
Yeah. We don't have enough time to say as many positive things as we need to say about Genocide. Yeah. He deserves his own episode.
Yeah. One more slide before we end this episode.
On the Mount Rushmore of XCW, he's one of the four.
Yeah, you have. It's difficult to say. He's the reason Chris Jones is in XCW.
He's the reason that Chris Jones is in wrestling.
Yeah. Without Hazard, Chris Jones wouldn't be here. Without Hazard, you might not have the excellent cynical stuff. Without him, you might not have had Nathan Van Diver. You wouldn't have had big timer Chase Jones. You wouldn't have had Spitfire. Like, indirectly, he is a influence for 50% of probably some of the stuff that goes on in XCW.
Yeah. He's a right-hand man for me. He has a vision of XCW. He knows what my expectations are. I'm not discounting Genocide or you. Yeah. But him having the, he ran companies in the past, and he was the closest to me at times, in and out of my house on the daily for years. He knows what the expectation is, and he has a mind for this company, and he's put probably more money than anyone else into this brand. Literally dumped his own company to make this brand what it is.
Got in a fight with you, came back to this company.
Like I said, Mount Rushmore of XW, he's one of the four.
Yeah, and before we cut the episode, you say Mount Rushmore. There's 5 people. Mount Rushmore of XW. Who are those people? Some of them we haven't seen yet.
Yeah. Genocide. Chris Jones. Cynical. Hazard. Fletch.
And you have it. You got to see so many different faces and hear our opinions on them.
We'll have to do this again, right?
I actually like this. We have more slides to look at, but we're going to have to save that for another episode. You heard it from us. You heard about the Mount Rushmore of XCW. You heard about the majority of the roster. So it was an excellent Fletch Takes Over No False episode. And join us next when we come back for Season 3's Episode 3 with a special guest.
Keep it real, I've been doing what I feel. I've been out here trying to kill every beat. I know I will. Everything I'm working on, every night another song. They've been quiet all along. They gon' notice when I'm gone.
Everybody wanna copy you, but they're not you. Everybody wanna be cool, but they're not new. Whoa, look how I go. Gonna be a dentist, I still got the flow. Never gonna lose, cause I'm still doing both. Never gonna lose, cause I've been on the road. Come to your state and I'm killing the show. Know that I'm young and I still gotta grow. Know that I'm working the most, know I'm never gonna choke. And I'm looking back down on the people below.
I've been keeping real, I've been doing what